Hello, so we're looking now at question 2 on the AQA language paper. We're looking at an A grade or a top band response, and we're looking at the second top band response out of the 4. So really we're looking here at A star and A and a C and a B, and we're looking at the differences between these two, so they come across more clearly to you and you know what to write about. So we know first of all that this is our presentation and linking question, so we're going to be looking at the headline, the presentation, and how they link to the rest of the text. So always starting off with the C1, we see what's actually missing. Okay, so we've got very short pieces here, and again you'll see that things are actually put in and they're just kind of case effect. So it's PEE. It is also good because the word up is used twice, and this ties with the film up about the man and the balloons, like the article. So in a way here we've got P, here E, and then explanation. Okay, so it's good because you use the word up twice, and this ties up with the film, ties in with the film, and this is about a man and balloons, etc. So that's kind of one thing. The thing that's missing to obviously move up over into an A is the fact that none of the details are linked. So with this question, you need to link to words and phrases. So let's see how the A grade students done it slightly differently. If we can find the link. So let's take a look at, yes, here. So for example, this is just showing the idea of the link between the headlines. So here we've got the word up in the headline. So this is what the skill being shown is. The word up is in the headline, being linked to something in the article, and here it just kind of vaguely talks about the man with the balloons, which is in the article. But here we've got very specific links made between, the link in the headline and the article. The reference to took off in the headline is closely linked to set off in the article. Very similar phrases showing the content in the headline and the article are linked. And that is continuing on from this line here, which shows the links are further because it's describing a trip to France, and his trip to France, and that obviously took off and set off both linked to the idea of travel, which we've obviously referenced in the opening ones. So that's one way in which you can actually make sure that you move your grade up from a C to an A. When you're going to be when you are linking things, link them specifically to two words, etc. In the reference to how we can talk about the picture and discuss the picture, here we see the picture is effective because it was all the items mentioned in the text. A man flying across the sea with some balloons. It's really powerful as everything else looks really far away, and links to what he says about it being really peaceful. Now that's better. It's linked to a direct word, but we see that there's not a lot of, first of all, linking, and the point in itself, things are just really far away, is quite an obvious thing to pick out. It's not very developed. Here we have the same idea taken even further. It is also effective from the size of all the other elements in the picture. That's just far more perceptive. It's not just that he's far away. It's actually discussing the elements of the photograph, making sure that the elements were actually far away. You see, it's a subtle difference, but it's a difference, because one is just like looking at it and just saying it is what it is, and one of them is more an appreciation of the choice of the picture. So the elements have been chosen to be further away so that it does something different. So here we have they're really far away, and he links it to just being peaceful, but here it shows that everything else is far away. So this gives him a dangerous situation as he seems alone and stranded, and then this is linked to the text. So you see that we've got the same point, and here we've just said it just looks peaceful, whereas here we've actually shown, it shows us, highlights the certain element of the situation that's being shown, actually highlights the person's situation. So this is more perceptive. I hope you can see that. This is just kind of like, right, well, yeah, being up there alone must be peaceful, and he says peaceful, so I pick it out. Whereas this one's like, right, everything's really far away. Actually, that is quite dangerous, and he seems alone and stranded up there. And this is referenced in the text where he says there are risks. So the cross-referencing is brought in to actually support this, and then the use of quotation there is used to support this. So where we've got this one here just saying one, we've got this whole paragraph here which really only says one thing, where we've actually got a shorter paragraph here. We've actually got a shorter paragraph here which actually says 3 or 4 things, and that's again part of being more perceptive. So a lot of people can do this. A lot of C grade students will be able to do that in speech. They'll kind of say, hold on, well, that also means this, and this would lead to that and that, but they don't get it down in their writing. And I would encourage you to make sure that you practice it. So what you're really looking to do is extend. take any of these points in a C grade or any C grade work that you've done, and just see how you actually extend them to get a little further into what you're linking. This example here is a very good difference of the between the A and the C grade as well. The picture is also very variable thanks to its size and vibrant colors. So here we've looked at the picture and we said because there are balloons which are really bright and they stand out, so readers want to read the article. See this here, the student's gone with a stock set answer. Whereas here we've got the pictures are very powerful thanks to the size and vibrant colors which would attract the reader. So they've made the same point initially. They would be captivated by the flying scene across the channel with only a few balloons, and this links to the dream mentioned in the article and like something out of a fantasy, and it's something they would not expect to see. So you see again, the C grade students picked out exactly the same point, but just the underdevelopment, the undercooking of it really has not let them down, but it just has it's very clear where they haven't got the marks. The picture is effective because the balloons are very bright color, which really stands out, so they want to read it. That's just one point. Okay, so they picked out something, they're making a point, the picture is effective, they're saying it's because of the bright colors and the balloons, and ultimately the explanation is that they want to read the article. Whereas here we've got the picture is very powerful, so I've got my point, I've got my evidence or my reference, the size and colors. I've got my first explanation that it would attract the reader, and then on top of that I've got they would be captivated, so I've got the effect on the reader, and then I link it to the article with the idea of the dream and the idea of the fantasy. So then I back it up with two quotations as well, you know, direct links to the text. So it's just more accurate, it's more refined, it's more direct, it's more channeled. Sorry, I could keep listing synonyms for this, but it wouldn't really help you. Hopefully you get the point I'm trying to say. This one's like a laser beam, you know, it really kind of hones in. It's like there, and there, and there. And this person probably knew that, you know, I mean, that sounds exactly like here, they get that, but then just see, all they had to do was just take that extra step. And with a lot of things, you know, the development of anything is just taking the extra step. The extra step would simply be to link it to single the words in the text, and then to mention the effect more. So here we've got one effect, attract the reader. We've got two effect, it'd be captivated. Three effect, that would be something they're not expecting to see, and then we've got those two as well. So here, like again, same point, but we've got 6 points mentioned as opposed to one. So hopefully what you're taking for that, it's the same skill being shown again and again and again. It's just the development. I just hope showing it side by side makes it more clearer to you. So try and get that idea of being more, you know, computing things more, and you know, saying what do they mean, etc., etc. You're not going to lose any marks for adding your different interpretations. Just make sure that they're concise and make sure you're not repeating yourself.